Now in this lesson we are going to work on our percentages, calculating each student's percentage. There are two ways of going about it. I'll show you the first way. We need to calculate, add all the scores and divide by 80, because each test was out of 20 and there were 4 tests that they took. So what we need to do is to type in the equal sign and then type the sum of all scores from B9 to B to E9, and then you close your parentheses, you say over 80, and then you press your enter. So you see that you have got 0.9. That is in decimal places. So 0.9 is a percentage, is 90%. You just click the percent sign. Again, you do what you have done before. You click on the dark square, you get a plus sign, and you drag down. Already you have got your percentages. But the second way of doing this, calculating the percentage, is this way. Remember that you have your test average, and your average already, you know that you have divided the scores by 4. So if you divide 80 by 4, you still get 20. So the average is 18, so it will be 18 out of 20. So what you have to do is you have to say equal sign, and then you click on the equal F9 over 20, and then you press enter. You still get 0.9, and then you click on the percent sign, you get your percentage. You get a percentage. Then if you look at your question, there are questions that ask you to look at the minimum score. The minimum score and the maximum score for each cell. So here is how you find the minimum score. You type your equal sign, and then you type your minim, the lowest score. You put on your parentheses from B9 to B23. You close your parentheses and you press enter. So your minimum score is 5. So if you look through, for sure you have got a 5. That's the minimum, the lowest score. If you want to calculate the highest score from this test, the first test, you type in your equal sign, then you type max, you open your parentheses, you say from B. Actually, you can actually sort of like drag. It will automatically input for you, and then you close your parentheses, and then you press enter. So the maximum score, the highest score in this test was 20. We have the F function. So the F function helps you to find out those who passed or those who failed, or to put in written comments about the scores that are in the classroom. So in number 4, we say use the if function to indicate that if students have a percentage below 70%, they failed, and if they have a percentage above 70, they passed. This is interesting. So it means this test, the minimum score that you'd say someone passed the 70 is interesting. So we want to see how do we do that. So what we need to do is you need to go to the F function and calculate on the and highlight the if function, and our statement says if what we have to do is, like, if the first cell, which is G9, is less than 70%, it's a fail. or it's a pass. So you see that it says fail. This is wrong because I forgot to put the percent sign. So I'm going to say 70%. You see, already the formula indicates that if G9 is less than 70%, it's either a fail or a pass. So it's a pass. 90% is above 70, so it's a pass. So what you need to do is to go to your black box, you have a plus sign, and drag down. Let's see how many passed and how many failed. Everybody else passed. Why? Because they are above 70%. If they were below 70%, then they would have failed. Let's suppose I put a 0 here to illustrate that. It becomes a fail because this student is below 70%. So this is how you would calculate the pass or fail. I'm going to put again another 0 to illustrate my point. So I would want you to think about doing your homework. If you have a question, please send me an email. The last thing that I didn't do was to place a solid line. Place a solid line after student 23. So student 23, you see that I have a solid line and it ends here. So I want to make sure that the solid line extends to the percentage and the if. So this here is how you put a solid line. You highlight, and then you click on here. What you need to be careful about is that make sure you highlight the row 23, and then you choose the bottom line. Because I went in and looked, I didn't see the solid line that goes on top is always on the bottom. So make sure that you know how to highlight the whole line and then you highlight the bottom. Let me know if you are having problems. I will give you another demo if you are having problems, a one-on-one demo which is live if you are having problems. But for now, let me end here. I hope this will help you to do the Excel activity. I shall continue with the lesson again. Remember, I actually said I want to teach you how to calculate the percentage if the bottom scores are different. Remember, this one is out of 20, all the scores, but I shall teach you how to calculate when the scores are not out of 20. So for now, just enjoy.